You serious?
We're rolling, so no F's and Jeffs.
Plenty of F's and Jeffs.
Why? What was the train like?
It's just
by the way, welcome to How to Kill an Hour.
Yes. Inside the place.
So, for our non-UK listeners, do you want to explain what the train's like?
Well, we've actually got a pretty good underground system here. when it works.
Yeah.
But rush hour is an understatement in the mornings. It's literally like a cattle train.
Really? Mm-hmm. Was it full of the smelly?
I think the busiest line is the line that I'm situated on, the central line. Is
it busy because you're on it, or is it busy?
Yeah, they all, when they know I'm using it, they congregate. They want a selfie with me.
Oh man! All right, let me just put this into Google Maps.
Yeah.
4-part. Nice. So we never spoke about this on the other show. You said you did some DJing recently for, if I'm honest, that I've DJed at a few parties. I know a few DJs that have DJed at a few parties, but you DJed at a specific party.
Yeah.
I didn't even realise there could be parties like this.
Well, that's what they're called, parties.
So where did you DJ, bro?
So I DJed for the political party, the Labour political party up in Glasgow.
Yeah. And this is after Jeremy Corbyn slid in your DMs, isn't it?
Yeah, so after Jeremy Corbyn slid into my DMs, professionally of course, but I remember with his PA team to be a part of one of their 6 rallies up and down the country. So it was the final push before the general election, Thursday gone, the 8th of June. We had the general election here in the UK to decide the next Prime Minister, and obviously the main parties kind of fighting for it. Obviously there's other parties involved, but the main parties fighting for it are Labour and Conservative. So Labour, they've got this time around under the leadership of Jeremy Corbyn, they've got a massive youth following. So what they did 6 huge rallies, if I can remember correctly. Glasgow, Swansea, Bristol, that's 3. Croydon was London, Liverpool and Manchester, I believe. They were the 6. And they needed a DJ for Swansea, Glasgow or Manchester, and I was just like, I'll just pick Glasgow.
Why? Of all places, why did you pick that?
I'm just like, I like to go far.
Yeah.
I was like, send me to Siberia, I'll do that one as well.
So what was it like?
Literally, it was kind of like
what was it like turning up in Glasgow actually? What was the vibe like?
Glasgow's a really nice city, and I think we're head and shoulders above the rest of everyone else in the UK. There's quite a little bit of a London arrogance, I think. And then when you go to other cities up and down the UK, you begin to understand that London's a bit, I don't say toffee nice, but they're not as friendly as the rest of the country. Glasgow was lovely. You just stepped off the plane, everyone was helpful.
Yeah. Free iron brew.
Yeah. Free kilt.
Free kilt as you step off.
But generally speaking, it's a really, really friendly place. Very green. By the end of the trip, I was saying aye to everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Aye, man. But what? So
I kind of do it.
So what was a Labour gig like?
A Labour gig was like
was it like a hip hop video?
Yeah.
Was it like a Will Smith summertime video?
It wasn't a case of scantily clad women twerking on politicians. No, it wasn't any of that.
It wasn't like Corbyn throwing money that had his head on it.
No, it wasn't,
stuff like that.
It wasn't Jeremy Corbyn doing a head spin at 68 years old.
There weren't Corbyn cocktails.
No Corbyn cocktails.
Was it like more of a celebration, or was it more of a because obviously this was before the election, so was it like partying like we're winning or doing a great thing, or was it just more of just, I don't know,
spirits?
Was it a rally?
Spirits were high.
Yeah.
There was a lot of optimism, which was proven correct after Thursday.
Yeah.
But also, I felt like it was a way to cross-pollinate the audiences of people that were already engaged in politics, and the more of the youth voters. So I guess I was brought in to showcase a little bit of how I engage with the youth, in inverted commas, with the music that I play. So I guess I was just there to provide an insight as to the world I come from. So it wasn't like a full set like I would play at one of my parties, Houseology, or one of the festivals that I've played at. No, it wasn't.
So what time did you play Lethal Bizzle? Was that not really?
Pow!
Pow!
I'm the Prime Minister. Yeah, no, so none of that. Just literally kind of concentrated on the generic house set, threw a few classics in there. Had the heads nodding and the feet tapping before the speaker, the member of the Scottish Parliament, Neil Finlay, really lovely guy, and Tommy, his advisor up there. They kind of looked after me, and they did their little talk. Then we went to a live stream of Jeremy Corbyn's speech, because he actually went to Birmingham.
Right.
So he went to the Birmingham location and they live streamed his speech across all the other 6 rallies, the other 5 rallies.
Right.
Yeah. So that was that. So yeah, that was one off the bucket list. It was weird how that came about. I'm just kind of moving in direction, and this Jeremy Corbyn's like, hey, come over here.
How did it feel like to actually, you were involved in, it's probably one of the most important political changes we've seen for
yeah,
like the
definitely.
last,
It's
what, 10 years?
Yeah.
20 years?
It's one of those moments you go to your kids and they're, wow, Dad, you're lying. Show us some proof. And I pull out my picture with me and JC. That's what you call him, JC. That's what his
JC.
That's what his friends call him.
Is it? Okay. All right. So for me, it's Mr. Prime Minister.
Yeah.
Or maybe not.
Yeah.
Innit? You never know.
You have to call him Master.
Master. Right. Sick.
So, yeah, like I said, there's never been an election like this. This is the largest Labour majority since God knows how when. It was like literally, what's that LL Cool J song? Don't call it a comeback.
Yeah, don't call it a comeback.
I've been here for years. That's what it felt like. Literally, this guy has been here for years. He's been a backbencher in politics for like over 30 years, kind of plugging away, consistently saying the same old thing in his little tweed jacket. And
his jumper that his mum knitted for him.
Yeah, and he's seeing the fruits of his labour.
Yeah.
Which is great.
All right, cool. So you know, do you think you've secured more bookings for the Labour Party? You think you'll be their go-to guy now?
Nah, I'm gonna play for Theresa May next. no, sorry, Jeremy. No, hopefully. I mean, they're really interesting. Obviously, the work that I've been doing with the youth and the youth violence thing as well. So it's good to kind of be in those circles that I would no way know how to get into, being from a kind of music background. So just to kind of have that connection and those affiliations is really, really, really advantageous for
Wicked.
what I plan to do.
Wicked.
So fingers crossed, toes crossed, eyes crossed. Yeah, it all pans out.
Yeah, man. Hopefully.
Yeah.
We will see. Yeah. Anyway, before we because we've got to put the aircon on, because I can't put the aircon on my recording because I can't hear anything. What are we doing today?
We are going to prison. No, joking. We're going to Full Park.
Yes.
Yeah.
To go and try out Derren Brown. Derren Brown, who I remember him first being on TV as a hypnotist. Or is that Paul McKenna? That's Paul McKenna.
No, but I think Derren Brown was hypnotism with more conventional magic as well.
So Paul McKenna was a bit like...
Derren Brown's an illusionist. That's
yeah. So Derren Brown admits that there's illusion in what he does. Yeah. So he'll do the tricks, but he'll say, listen, this is not magic. Yeah.
Paul McKenna's this is hypnotism.
Yeah.
Science.
Okay, yeah. So I was right then. So I remember him, he was like a TV illusionist magician, and then he sort of came into his own as like a, you remember that show Breaking the Magician's Code?
Yeah.
There was this magician that showed all the tricks.
The Masked Magician.
Yeah, but
it was on Sky One.
Yeah, that was it. And Derren, well, whatever, I didn't have Sky then, so I don't know.
Was you watching it through people's windows?
Probably. I probably watched it a few years later on ITV.
Who is that guy watching our TV through the window?
Shut up, man! And that's me saying shut up.
Can you draw the curtains?
Yeah. And then he started doing that thing where he'd like break the code, or not break the code, show you how an illusion was done, but then do another illusion that's even more magnificent.
Industry snitch.
Yeah. But then he'd do he was like, what's the film, Catch Me If You Can? He was like, Catch Me If You... That is it, right?
Yeah.
He was like, the original, this is how it's done, but I'm going to do it a bit better. And like almost build an illusion that would have other illusionists going,
yeah.
how do you do that? So yeah, he's done that for years. He's written books about mind control and stuff like that. And yeah, he's done loads of series. And now,
no, but he did that other TV stunt recently. Didn't he? I see he did something with a bullet, didn't he? He shot himself.
I didn't watch that one, you know.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. He's kind of strayed into the illusionist side of like David Blaine.
Yeah,
taking those life risks.
So life risks, and then I've never known an illusionist or a magician to ever do a ride at a theme park, and that's what he's done at Thorpe Park. So apparently we're going to go and experience a VR kind of horror train experience with a twist. And there was one version of this, but they've tweaked it and made it even more intense.
Okay.
So we're going to go and see the second iteration of this.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't really suppose the listener wants to hear our whole car journey, so we might as well just press record when we get there then, right?
Yeah.
All right, see you on the other side. 1, 2. So yeah, in case you didn't know, Thorpe Park is next to an airport. What airport is it next to?
Heathrow. Yeah, Heathrow.
Yeah. Annual passes. Shout out to all the people that actually have full-time. They like come on a regular basis, like every weekend.
The thrill seekers.
Stomach of steels, yeah.
So literally, Thorpe Park is situated in southwest London, just outside southwest London.
Yeah, southwest.
Yeah. Is it Surrey?
Yeah. We passed Staines. Shout out to my Staines massive.
Yeah. The home of Ali G.
You know, it's all about planning your eating when you're about to go to a theme park as well. So I've had a big breakfast and I will abstain from eating until after we've done the most dizziest of rides.
Because you don't want another attendee wearing your meal.
Yeah. Could you imagine that? Can we go? What way can we go this way? Is that you? Oh, I heard the phone ring. I think we've got to go here. Advanced ticket collection. Oh yeah, there. Stop. We've got to meet Lauren. I love that smell. Can you smell candy floss? And donuts. Oh. Yeah, the food here has got to be the best tasting food ever.
Making me hungry.
Ow. Cheers.
VIP.
V.
So literally we just walked straight to the front.
Yeah.
Right to the
business
front.
entrance. For Lauren we're looking for. Oh, Lauren, oh sorry. How you doing? Yeah. You look like you might be people that are going to enjoy the theme park today. Yeah, there's 3 of us. I'm Marcus, this is Kwame, this is Molly.
So you're going to go on some rides and stuff, yeah?
Yeah, of course. Okay. What do you recommend?
Everything. Well,
alright.
We've got the big 5.
Yeah.
Which is Stealth, Swarm, Saw, Nemesis, Colossus.
Right.
So they're the ones that you obviously have to go on.
Alright.
And then everything else is just an added plus.
Alright, we'll do the big 5 then.
But I'll take you down to Ghost Train so
Wicked.
you know where it is.
Right.
And then as soon as I get confirmation that I can go on with you guys, then I'll fast track you to the front and get you on that.
Alright, awesome. You love the excitement.
I love it.
Track?
I don't know.
How's the build up? Fun.
So it's looking pretty ominous with the music.
I'm not scared yet.
He says that. I don't know if it's the heat, but Marcus is sweating profusely. So
no, I'm not. It's a light bit of perspiration, that's what it is.
That could be the effect of the ghost train.
It's refreshing. Right, I don't know if all of that got heard out there because there's loads of music, but right now we're going into this little spooky sort of briefing room.
That was insane. I mean, it's not very often I'm speechless, but I'm speechless because if that was the levels of VR, I mean, I don't know if you noticed, this is the first time I've actually experienced VR technology with a headset to that magnitude, and I can understand why people would be literally pissing and shitting themselves, because they were holding back there with some of the images that they could have put into our headsets. If they cranked it up again, which I'm glad they didn't, I would have ran out of there screaming. I would have given myself whiplash and got tangled up in the headset, but that was terrifying.
Do you know what's funny is when we saw other people coming off as we were coming on, we thought that they looked a little bit like, oh, it wasn't all that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that. It was the fact that you're so blown away. When we stepped off, we haven't spoken any proper words until we just came out now.
Like literally the feeling of disorientation, because and you know what? Credit to the staff as well on the ride, who kind of act a little bit. There's this awkward moment where you feel like there's having technical difficulties, and we're looking at each other on the ride. Is this part of the ride? Isn't? We even don't even know right now if that was part of the act. But what it does is obviously it adds to the anxiety as to what's going to happen next.
I think I just didn't expect it. Like Derren Brown did it again. Like I thought I knew what I was going to get, and what we ended up getting, I wasn't expecting that sort of horror experience. It was scary. I was scared.
Yeah, literally, that is the future of.
Something just there's just a noise, and we're like,
we're outside now, like in the blazing sun and daylight, and we're already still jumping at any kind of. Look, the gate's open. We jumped again. Like literally, that's the future of terror, roller coasters, theme park rides. I mean, that is just blown the traditional ghost train ride out of the park. That is absolutely terrifying.
It's one of the most unique rides I've ever been on, so I don't know, I was going to ask you what you give this out of 5, but
it gets a 15 out. And the thing is, I mean, anyone who knows me, I'm not really much of a horror film person, and I was just like, fun, you're going to keep your eyes open, you're going to see this through. But there was a few moments in there where, I'm not going to give too much away, but what adds to it is that you feel things in amongst the VR experience, which kind of messes with your senses completely. Poor Molly was, I thought she was on the roof of the carriage next to me. I could hear her screams. Like, the headset adds to the sensory deprivation that you kind of put in on the ride, and I'm just like, well, if they crank this up, and obviously which they're going to do, they're going to probably go through a software phase where they're going to be like, okay, well, we've given the audience scare level 1. Scare level 1. Let's crank it up to 5.
Well, this is the first ever ride like this, the first ever version of this, and it's only going to get better.
Yeah, and I mean, already it's all I would say is that you need to experience it. I don't want to give too much away about the ride. You need to experience it, because experiencing it is believing. I was very skeptical as to how a roller coaster could add the same level of fright as a software-based game rather, or software-based ride. But this is literally that's the scariest thing here at Thorpe Park for me.
Yeah, scariest ride I've been on. There you go.
Molly's in agreement as well.
The ghost train redefined. I reckon also you should get down here early, because it's going to be a busy ride. It's going to be crazy this summer. Make it the first thing you get on, and then try and recover for the rest of the day. Yeah,
and obviously now, when you think about it, the queue length at the beginning, I think it's all done on purpose to kind of add to that anxiety and the fear leading up to you entering the actual ride. But seriously, pat on the back to Thorpe Park, Derren Brown, the team behind this. That is amazing.
Cheers, Derren, for scaring the shit out of us. Well, that's the end of this episode. There's plenty of ways to kill some time. Go on.
Can I just ask, who do we invoice for our new pair of underwear?
Thorpe Park. Okay. Merlin Entertainment.
Cheers, Merlin.
Yeah, I need some new tighty whities, because mine are brownie wownies right now. There's plenty of ways to kill some time out here. Thank you for killing some time with me. I've been Marcus Bronzy.
I've been Funk Butcher.
Stay blessed.